money that I don't accept.
And here we go. You know, it's one of those funny things. You know, I'm sitting here looking at the stream deck here for 45 minutes before we go live, and then the minute I hit the button, it decides it wants to turn off and then turn back on. I hope did it switch slides? Let me make sure it switched.
Yeah, a small Dan tantrum with
No,
It
it's
definitely.
just like, nope, we don't want to work.
It did that to Boder on the Citadel the other day too. We were about to go live. He was about to press the button, and I'm sitting at the computer, and I even saw the thing go nope.
I know we do not want to move. We do not want to switch over. But it is Monday here, Behind the Counter Live here on Instant Game TV. Mike, Dave, and myself, we are back out of here for another week. Another start of another couple of days here at the store and the channel, and we're ready to get going. How was the weekend? Good?
It's good. It was good.
Busy?
Wet as
So busy, Dan. How are the both of you playing this casually?
It was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend. We had a busy, fun weekend here in and out the store, and then obviously on the business side of things with the store, we had a good jump right into it. A good pop trade in. We haven't had any in a while, and it wasn't the pop collector that we were discussing with the week prior. Almost the same amount, but we got
400.
Roughly 400 pops at and worked out a good deal with a guy trying to sell them who was very reasonable selling them. So it was like, oh, I want $3,900 for my $4,000 collection. You know, it was actually a decent.
You can make a 600 on it, bro.
It was actually a decent. It was easy going, and we got a good. But it was one of now. This is one of those collections where I might have discussed this last week. I didn't even look at what was coming. It was like I said to the guy on the phone as Mike and Tom criticized me. I said to the guy on the phone, I go, I don't care really what you have. It's about quantity. Like, here's the value. Here's how many you have. Here's the price per pop we'll give you. And then I don't even know what you're. As long as there's 400 pops walking into the store, I really don't. It's not like video games where we look at and go, okay, well, the pop figures. For us, it's about filling the store, filling the space, getting the quantity in, and that's what it was. So like when they popped in, a majority of all of it was Marvel, DC, some Conan O'Brien. I'm trying to think of what the other
Venomized. I guess that's Marvel.
Which one?
The Venomized pops.
Yeah, that's Marvel. I'm trying to think of the third pile we had over that's still back there that has all like the random. It
was like celebrity pops, pop icons. So like Twinkie the Kid, Carson Wentz is there. All the big names.
So we had a big. So we started to get that out, and a lot of them he had like the whole Marvel Endgame collection, the whole Marvel Infinity Avengers Infinity collection. I don't know if it's all the Venomized. He had a decent amount of Venomized.
A good chunk of them. Of course, not the two that I don't own. But
and then he has he's missing the Ghost Rider, right? I didn't see the Ghost Rider Venomized. You have that?
No, that's the second set, the one that I stuck.
Yours right here, right?
Oh, yeah, I do have Venomized Ghost Rider. That's right.
I thought you had it.
Did you get the anti-Venom?
God, no.
It's back there.
Oh, no. That one we've had in store now 3 times. That is not from the same line.
Okay.
However, that one is wet. If you remember, the anti-venom one, it was at that one convention we went to in Albany where the guy was like $100, and I was like, eee!
I remember you were pretty tight about that guy. Did you try to talk him down a little?
Yeah, I was like, man, I could be in cash for 80. And the guy, he thought about it for a good 25 minutes. He came out of the booth. He's like, I can't do 80. And I was like, that's fair, but I can't do it 100.
I forgot the Venomized one was right here.
So instead, I bought King Kong for less than $20 at the convention.
That was a nice addition. So you normally get some good ones at those collections.
But so this guy brought in a pretty good collection of all, and we haven't even the Marvel one. No, we had the full. So we got the Venomized, the Avenger ones out there, and then all the box ones that came in like special collections.
The collector core and
those
all
ones we got out there.
Yeah.
And then we still have just the Marvel series that needs to go out. and we have all the DC ones that we haven't touched. And so we've been reorganizing the store, and which is nice. I always like to reorganize it with some fresh product. But we're talking about how it's been so busy without any pops, and we dwindled down to where we had like what 1,300 pops in the store at one point. What's the highest we ever got?
Probably around what you
1,300,
said.
right?
Yeah.
And we dropped down to maybe like 200 in there.
Yeah.
We just weren't buying anything, letting everything kind of clear out.
Yeah, we were getting new like sets of 4 of new ones at most. We were getting 40.
Right. So we were getting so the used, we call them not you, but they're technically new. But the ones that we get in off of collections were low. But our new ones, the fresh ones coming in that we have all set up on the outside of the store, has been going pretty well too. We keep seeing the sell. I haven't really seen one. My only negative was the Ninja, but now they're gone. Yeah. So technically,
everything sells eventually.
So
they weren't hot sellers.
For those keeping score at home, Dan sold all the Ninja Pops, and Mike managed to sell the bride peach and the.
Did the peach go?
Yes.
The other one went.
The woman came back and quoted Mike and said, "Oh, we couldn't leave her at the altar."
I knew she.
So Mike got redeemed. So.
I almost pissed my pants. I was laughing so hard that they came up with the Mario, and Mike does not skip a beat and just goes, "You leaving Peach at the altar?"
Funny, now you mention it, now I remember it was missing. I didn't pick up on it, but now that you mention it, I didn't see it up there.
So both of you guys, bravo.
So we'll have to give Dave an item to test. It's okay, Dave, pick something.
One
and
far
what
out
do you think is going to sell out here?
I'll have to. I mean, technically, well, I'm not allowed to talk about those, but I would go for that. But I will say that the one item that I specifically requested hasn't moved per se, but we bought 3 of them and they're not in a place to be optimally sold.
The N64 things, yeah.
The N64 keychains, they're in the absolute corner. Nobody knows where they are.
It's a fair
no,
point.
that corner is gonna get a makeover pretty soon. I just went through and outlined a bunch of lanyards we got to order and redo the lanyard. We sold one the other day. Like, you know what? We got to start. And I went over there and looked. I mean, all the ones over there, 3/4 of them are outdated. Really, really out.
Yeah, they're 5 Nights at Freddy's sister
Halo
location,
ODST, Halo Wars 2, outdated. I mean, but then we have a good amount of Superman, a good amount of Wonder Woman, which they never go bad.
Snyder Cut coming as well. So.
But I think it's time to really get in there and start
rise the value a little.
Like the Harry Potter lanyards, a lot of like the DC lanyards, a lot more some of the Marvel ones.
What's the pain in the ass item I always tell you to get? And we never have enough of
Overwatch.
No, well, I mean, Overwatch is always a get. But what's the one thing, no matter what branding it is, that I'm always like, Dan, you need to order more.
I'll give Dan a chance, and then I'll get
gaming console stuff.
Ooh, close. I mean, Mike and I always cry at you about that. Can we have more controllers, please?
Well, no. I'm talking like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo branded stuff.
No.
But I did order a bunch of that in the stuff. So I got a lot of Xbox lanyards, PlayStation lanyards, Nintendo lanyards.
What fandom thing do I always tell you to order at every year and before every convention, and they always sell?
I remember you telling me, but I don't remember what it is.
Scarves, Dan.
We never keep the scarves ever.
The Harry Potter scarves.
Any of them.
Oh.
Because remember we bought...
They don't have them. I know. No. They don't have any. They decorate well in the store.
I will say, that's my one claim to fame is like, I always hassle Dan about them, and then he shows me, he's like, they don't have them. I'm like, I understand, but get them.
I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to get them. Well, this company we order from, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they just can't make anything, but they're like getting really, really low on stuff. Like they just don't have a good selection anymore. So I don't know if they're losing agreements and licensing agreements or whatever. But I'm gonna check in like July for the scarves, because I remember back when I checked in like November, September, October, they were out. So maybe when they come in the summer, I'll grab them all up so we have a bunch.
Remember that though at like Plattsburgh Comic-Con, middle of the summer, people were like, "Do you have scarves?" And I was like,
they were just gone.
What's going on? Like, who are you people?
But we do have to start preparing for Comic-Cons, so it's kind of like, I mean, it's November from what I can tell, the first one that we will be going to, but we got to start getting, because really, if we had a Comic-Con tomorrow, we have a half a table full of stuff right now.
We have 2 tables worth of pops now.
Because
The pops would be nice.
Because we are a video game store, yet we don't like to bring video games to the convention. So we like to bring all the other stuff that we sell there.
I love the pitches we get to make with people. Why didn't you bring any video games? Because we sell those hand over fist in our store. We don't need to bring them here.
I love that. So your video game, you don't bring any video games? Nope. And we say it so casual, like, no, we don't. Or they're like, why don't you go to the RetroCon? Like, why? Why are we gonna bring video games to a Comic-Con with 42 other stores that are selling video games? Like, it just doesn't. I mean, I think we do well going, and I'm probably saying it wrong. RetroCon, I think that's what it's called.
Retro Game Con, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd be good going there, selling what we sell. The pop figures, the lanyards, the hats, the scarves. But then be like, oh wow, this is a booth not video game related.
You know what else do really well? A booth where it's just chairs and Insane Games TV, and just if people come over and chat with us, here's a Funko Pop. Thanks so much for coming in. Here's a keychain.
The N64.
No.
It feels good to be in the position of you're at a video game convention, your video game store, and you're doing everything but bringing video games to it. So it's kind of like one of those, oh wow, they got a streaming thing going on, and they're selling stuff video game related, but there aren't video games at a Comic-Con that's designated for video games.
The only thing that doesn't, like, if we take a look at our inventory right now, the only thing that is there that is still here from pre-shutdown is like 3 boxed N64 games, because it's NHL Hockey 98, that stupid WCW Mayhem because it's smashed, and we priced it because it's smashed, and that other N64 game. And all 3 of us, I don't know if we realize it, we move them to different spots so that we don't have to keep looking at them. Like,
whenever the spot's empty, we're like,
fine.
By the way, have you noticed the case? We have one 64 game in the case right now.
Yes!
And the best part is I forget the 2. One was Perfect Dark. But yesterday I looked and there's only 3. I'm like, oh my god, there's only 3 left. And I go, who's going to buy any of these 3? And then today I sold 2 of them out of the 3 that were in there. So now the only one in there, I think it's Killer Instinct. I'm just like, I'm lost for words. I don't know what.
I am glad, though, because we had a surplus of copies of Killer Instinct once you're 5 stacking them in the case.
We just gotta, well, we've always had the issue over the last year or 2 of retro games just becoming harder and harder to get into the store, but it's just like.
We did have a good stock for a little bit.
As long as we have,
it was nice and full, but lately it's been going
we got very, 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 I don't want to say lucky. We were very, very fortunate, like the middle of December, to get all the trade-ins that we got in. Like we were getting, remember that? Where the shit was coming in and the cases were getting full, and Pokemons and all these Game Boys games, and all, like our cases got stocked up pretty good. And not only did it last through Christmas, but until about now. Well, now you're dealing with tax returns. Now you're dealing with a whole other issue. And luckily, I think we've been able to keep up with the systems in there.
Definitely.
We run out of them a lot, but at least we get some in. We got a Wii U trade in today. The guy goes, "Oh wow, thanks for like the $100." It's $100 for a Wii. Like I don't.
Rough. That it was a rough value that I was presenting him. But I thought it was fair.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll all be real. Who wants the Wii U these days? You're gonna take a collector or someone that really wants to play.
To be honest with you, I hate to say it, I feel like telling people that come in looking for the Wii, like, oh, we don't have it. Like, well, for $20 more, you can just get the Wii U that plays the Wii games. No. It's like, it's like, and then there's a line of people looking for a Wii right now here at the store.
Can we contact Nintendo? How did you guys sell the Wii U? What happened? What's your secret? How'd you get rid of those fucking things? Because we got.
I'm sure there were some heads rolling for that one.
Which I'm surprised we've had the black one in there as long as we've had, because those normally sell pretty quick.
They normally do.
They're gone like pretty quick.
Someone normally wants it, but.
If you get the right person that understands that the Wii U play the Wii, and they'll be like, well, we got 2 systems in one, for $20 more, just get that.
Personally, it was probably my worst console decision of purchasing ever, but I think it might have that like weird cult status like 20 years from now to pull it out.
Like the Dreamcast?
Yeah.
The Dreamcast has a very loyal cult following when they come in. It's just
I'm not too disappointed at it.
I'm not going to lie, Mia Kai and Dr. Wiley have a bit of a meme that we do about the Wii U. The Wii U will rise again! Nintendo's going to make more games for that system! It was the best! And we yell that at each other all the time.
It was a true shame. I was wicked excited when I got it, but I played like 5 different games on it.
Do you remember Claire and I buying the Wii U?
Mm.
We went half and half on it because we were like, we're getting a Wii U so we can get Breath of the Wild. And you know what? First of all, Claire didn't get to play it because I just ran out of the room with the gamepad, and I played in the other room. But her and I do not regret our Wii U purchase. It's been good, but I can definitely understand where people were like, "Yeah, this sucks."
I think Johnny has 2 of them. He's never even opened.
It's
He has a white
it'll be
PlayStation
nice
4 that he's never
collectible.
even opened.
Yeah, he's got a freaking
What does he want for that? Because we will sell that tomorrow. Do you guys realize that our Xbox One and PS4s, they last on the shelves less than 12 hours?
Yeah, actually, I think he's starting to
Very
lose
much.
value by
They
not
come in
opening
and then
it.
they're gone.
I mean, at this point, you got a brand new system that's never even been used. It's probably still going to run slow.
It's going to go down and then it's going to go up in years, basically. It's like the old PS2.
See, the problem is, here's the problem. At some point, the fact that those systems are based so much online, they're going to start to lose depreciation because they're just not going to be compatible. Like when you talk to Nintendo 64, it's the same now as it was 20 years ago. When you try to pop in a PlayStation 4 20 years from now, you're going to have, it may not be
Some systems can't, yeah.
It's just, it's not going to be able to connect to firmware. It's not going to be able to do updates. It's never going to. Johnny, if he was smart, would at least open it, give it with one major update, and then put it back in the box and let it get all the current stuff.
That's pretty smart.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't even thought
Some
about that
people
down
want
the
it
road. Like
completely untouched, though.
Yeah. Until you pop it in, you can't do anything with it.
Imagine popping a completely unupdated 360 in just for the nostalgia with those little slides.
Oh my god. Oh.
You wouldn't be able to play anything.
If you pop a 360 in now, they do not have any of that. You can still play a lot of games. But
So nostalgic about the PS2 startup sound. Not gonna lie, every time I hear that, my heart just kind of goes.
But
does that make your heart go?
Should I do it?
what?
Should I do it?
What's the number on it?
Call from wire.
I'm sorry, we're a little busy right now with the podcast. We'll call you right back.
I didn't think you'd do it.
Was it a robot or was it a person?
It was probably a person.
Whoa.
What do you say when that happened? When you just got. What did he just say? I bet they call back. Odds on them calling back.
We're waiting.
Quick, yes or no?
They'll probably be like,
I said I'll call them back, and I will the second we go offline. I'm gonna pull up the number. I'm gonna call back and go, very sorry, we were doing a program, but there's our clip for the week.
If I'm driving the car, I'm just going, what just happened? But one thing, I don't think about when we're talking about the Pops, how good is the feeling going to be back at a convention, having those dilemmas of searching for those Pops, or the ones you find for $80? Do I buy it? Do I not buy it? Hopefully pretty soon we're back there doing it, which, something that it's been over, almost a year and a half since the last Comic-Con we've been to.
Yep.
It does not seem like it's been that long since we've hit the Comic-Con floor.
It's going to be fun. I have been waiting.
So, Mike, what are you currently collecting when it comes to Pops?
I've slowed down a lot. Mostly it's just the really cool Star Wars ones. Mostly Darth Vader related.
I know I'm on the hunt for the new Godzilla ones. I'm on the hunt for my Godzilla ones. And I, of course, Overwatch, because I can never, ever, ever, ever leave that alone. But Dan, I know you have said on the program, and Mike and I hassle you all the time, but you're kind of in no man's land with the collections.
I've put it on a pause. I completed what I needed to complete, and I got my Pop Gold collection up there.
It is a nice looking collection.
Which
low value though.
Is it low? I don't know if it's gone up. For all I know, now that you can't walk in and really grab them anymore. I gotta imagine the value could start to go up.
Star-Lord is worth something. And there was
but
one
before,
other
when
one.
I had them, you could just walk into any store and they just had multiple ones just sitting there.
Well,
Star-Lord
Mike,
and Gamora.
I have a bit of a scoop for us because as of June 1st,
The Seinfeld Pop?
A whole enormous line of Seinfeld pops are going to be dropping.
How many?
Let me pull up the picture. 'Cause
I might have to get into the. By the way, while Dave was looking that up, I had a gentleman come in and buy a pop today. Guess what pop they bought? Out of all the pops on the floor and all the new ones we just got,
It better not have been Funtime Foxy.
Nope. Out of all
was it the Modern Family ones?
Out of all the pops that just came in, guy bought 3 pops, and one of them was the Cam Modern Family pop, and for $12.99. Because the $7.99 price thing went off the other day.
I was gonna
the
say.
sign wasn't out there, and I said, nope, $12.99.
Well, it's a sale that has ended. All sales come to an end.
So, Dan,
That pays for 2 of them. Now that means that they can sit further on the bench.
there's Dorbs, there's T-shirts, there's going to be a Seinfeld Funko board game, and there is that many. There is, what is that, 3, 6, 9, 12, 20, like, there's like 24 Seinfeld
God,
pops.
the puffy shirt.
Yeah.
So they got Jerry in the
Dan's gonna
puffy
love that,
shirt.
probably.
Alright, so they got Jerry in the puffy shirt. They got Jerry with the mic. They got the soup Nazi in 2 different ones. I take it this is Kramer.
What's
in
the
the
deal
bathroom.
with Funko?
Jerry. Oh God, they got Jerry with the Pez figure. Ah! I don't know who this purple guy is with the
Wow.
cone.
All right,
on his
because
head.
I was gonna say, Dan, please enlighten me as to the purple triangle.
They got. Oh, that. See, you gotta look at it. So this is Kramer with a low pressured water faucet in the back.
Oh!
So his hair's all poofed down. Because then here's Kramer here with his hair all the way up. So there's Kramer. You got what looks to be Newman. God, Newman. You got George. There's only one George. No. 2 Elaines and 1 George that I can see.
The purple dude with the wearing the
Looks
triangle.
like
That's
George.
George.
But why is he
okay.
purple?
I'm hoping you're able to answer that
Must be
question.
an episode.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I've seen them all.
I don't know which one he's purple.
Is he choking or drowning or something?
I don't think so. Then you got George. You got George all dressed up. You got Elaine. Yeah, then you got Elaine with the cowboy hat, the Sambaro hat, which you got to come up with something for the magazine. You got Kramer and the undies doing the Cal Ripken, or not Cal Ripken, but the Calvin Klein commercial. And then you got Kramer again in the golfing outfit, the famous episode where the ball goes into the sea, and the whale that George is trying to save is the golf ball that was hit from Kramer. Classic episode. That's when they started linking all the stories together. That's a good first batch.
So this is. Oh, remember when George thought he was having a heart attack, and so they went to go get him holistic medicine, and then he had an allergic reaction at the holistic medicine place.
No, I don't remember.
And so
that
he's
one.
driving to the hospital and screaming at the people. Take me
that-
to the hospital.
That's the one with purple.
That's the reference there.
I guess that makes sense.
So
God, that would be sick. The Seinfeld one. When they come out, did it say?
June 1st.
I'll have to make sure we get our order
So,
in for those.
Dan's got because there's Mike, you saw this. There's a lot of them. Like
It's a nice collection,
like
for sure.
We'll have to do a big order on those.
oh my God, Newman. Hello, Jerry.
I wonder if there's
Hello,
gonna be
Newman.
any. Think there's gonna be any Chase ones?
I would doubt there. I would think there would be.
I would love to see George Costanza in pinstripes as a chase. Like, the uniforms are cotton. They're sweating out there.
Pretty much. We're talking about the hunt for things. So we're on Danny NASCAR last night, right? And there's 2 stories that are gonna come out of this.
Yeah.
The first story is we're on NASCAR and you know we give out the diecast, and I was going through the list of the diecast that we had, and one of the cars Steve didn't have, and I kind of felt bad, like just not saying, you know, Steve, here you can have it, and then like the first guy that won a race chose that one.
Of
And I was
course.
just like.
Because the other guy's probably a collector too.
So I said to Steve, well, see, they had more at Walmart, and Mike and I are sitting there, and he goes, oh, yeah, I'm going to see you guys later. I'm like, what? And he goes, I'm gonna quick run to Walmart, here they had them. I'm like, now? It's like 10:30. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to quick go see what they got. And adios, and he was gone. And I'm just like,
He
And
sent
then-
you a message.
And then he sent me a
yeah.
picture when he got there. Like all of them were just completely gone.
Oh!
And he goes, I feel sick right now or something. And I got those vultures. But to do that in the middle of the night, what is something that you guys would get up and collect? That if you knew was in stock, you would leave your house at the break of night at any time at night to go get it. Like, I mean, I guess for me, I got up at 4:45 and ran to Walmart to get the Series X when I found out that was there.
PS5. I'd probably.
But that I think is kind of wouldn't everyone do that? So I don't know if I can use that as an example. I'm trying to. That's the last time I've done it. Something
Been
that
a
I would do it
long
for
time.
though.
Mostly, video game related stuff.
Probably.
Say the midnight releases. That's a gone era. That used to be fun.
I mean, my new thing now is I have a pretty good collection of cigars. But I wouldn't. There's no cigar I would get up and go at 5:30 in the morning to go get.
I was gonna say also, what cigar place at 5:30 in the morning? He's gonna.
You're gonna be smoking a cigar at 5 in the morning.
No, I'm saying to go buy like a
I
hot
could
brand.
picture
Pretty
it.
interesting
I
night
can
that must
picture
have just taken
Dan,
place.
Dan sitting there, cigar hanging out the mouth, driving one hand, Ace Ventura style, rolling up into the segment. Steve, clip this.
But I don't know if I could get up at 5 in the morning, so I don't know if I would include that. But Mike, what would you? Pokemon cards?
The last thing I did
What are
it
you
for,
collecting
the
these
last
days?
hunt was the Nintendo Mini and the Super Nintendo Mini. I was greasily searching for those ones, and I eventually got my hands on them. That's what I do most of my streaming on, actually, is those two systems. So.
That's fair. That's fair. Dave, do you have one?
I definitely had that for the when Magic the Gathering did Godzilla cards. I hunted and I hunted and I hunted and I hunted, and I actually haven't opened all the packs that I bought because I was gonna do it with Geek for All on their program, and we just haven't gotten together. So I've shown a lot of self-control and not ripping those things open. But
Yeah.
there's another collaboration between two things. So I would say, yeah, Magic the Gathering, like they have specialized packs that are only available for a certain amount and like things like that. I for some of them I'd get out there, especially nowadays when people are buying them just to flip them.
That's fair. Well, that's kind of what the thing is with the diecast cards, and that leads me into my second story of going for the diecast cards. So obviously, we know we've been giving away some of the diecast on Danny NASCAR, and really the only spot to give them are Target and Walmart. Like there's like no other and people online are selling them for more than what they're worth, or they're selling them for $12, and I mean I'm not gonna go get $120 worth of cars, if I can get 10 of them. But so at Walmart and Target, they're like $3, $3.99. They do not. So I go to Walmart, dude. Now I've never had a run-in with anyone at the. But I always say, who comes in and gets these cars? Because I'll walk in and it's just like
Steve.
you go down the toy aisle, okay. And they got all the cars, and like there's one little aisle empty. There's one little shelf, and they're all like peg hooks in a row. Of the NASCAR car is just gone. I'm just like, who takes this stuff? Like
Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Imagine him and Dr. Wiley meeting
But Steve's
at 5 in the
collection's down to
morning.
3, so he's not getting any unless they're the 3 that he needs.
Well, and then when the new sets come out, so
Right.
I've gone collecting with Steve. It is quite savage when he sees them. Like I'm standing there, and even Steve's reaching over me, and I'm like, "Whoa!" like I don't even want these.
So I go down. So I go into Walmart near us, and I'm walking down. It's as quiet as can be. I'm just like, and I turn on that, and there's one guy, and he has the Walmart cart on wheels. He parked there. He parked, and I'm just like, and he's sitting there, and he's looking at the cars, and I'm just like, okay, let's just you get this out. And I'm looking, and I kind of go back to the other side of the aisle and look, he's still there. So now I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna go like, and so I go and I kind of lean up in the other aisle. I'm on my phone waiting, and I get up and I look. Now there's like 6 people in the aisle. Okay, like the only aisle in the toy area in Walmart. There's 6 people in this aisle. This guy ain't moving. He's right there. He has his brake pedal down on the thing, and he ain't moving. And I said, okay. And so I'm waiting. Now all these other people clear out. So then he's kind of there. He kind of moves up a little bit. So now I'm like, okay, I gotta go. And now it's getting close to the store's gotta open. Like I want to quick get in there and look. And there is some cars there, so there's some I want to get. And I'm not about. I'll just grab a couple handfuls.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. So I walk up and I'm looking, and he sees me and he backs up. And I'm like, okay. So now I'm kind of looking, and he backs up. Now he saw me coming, and he backs up like this and goes back, and now he's looking at him again. And I'm kind of looking, and I go, excuse me for a minute, can I get in here and take a look for a second? And he goes, huh? I go, can I just take a look at these for a quick second? He goes, oh, you're trying to sell them too? I go, and I said this, and I quote, I go, no, I'm not a vulture. And he goes,
hell yeah.
And he goes, oh, you can make some money online with them. I go, no, we give them away on the show. He goes, oh. I go, I just need to take a quick look for a second. He goes, oh, as he's throwing them, he has probably like 10 of them, and he's throwing in like the 18-wheeler that he's throwing in, and I'm just like, I maybe grabbed like 4 or 5 of them. And I went on my way.
He didn't need the cart. Let's just be clear about that.
What?
As well. Dan said he saw him stand up and do stuff.
Yeah, and he was standing up with the cart. And so he was standing up, and he kind of got off the cart and walked over to the other side. So he really,
wait a minute.
I don't know what his situation is.
This guy wasn't he wasn't with a cart. He was sitting in an assisted mobility vehicle.
Right.
Oh my God!
And he didn't need it. If someone needs it, fine, but he did not need it.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say that, but he was standing up and moving around. And I don't know what his
maybe he did.
Well, I don't know what his
that far.
condition is, but
Yeah.
based off of what I saw, I'm not sure that qualifies to be taken. I don't know.
As the most out of shape person on this panel, walk.
And quite frankly, by the way, the only thing in his cart was the NASCAR cars. I mean, if you're going through and looking, I mean, I guess like it's not like it was the only thing in his cart. So I was just like, so I was just like, well, that's just the way it's gonna be, I guess. This guy is just.
It's the same number.
Just call and say we got a podcast till 6.
What's up?
Just say we have a podcast till 6.
Hey, we have a podcast we're doing for another 10 minutes. We'll be opening the gate right then. All right. Thank you.
We're so busy here, people just want to get in. But guess what?
Dave was talking to 2 people at once.
We have 3
Some
workers.
People in, the people at the game.
We have 3 workers, and worker number 1, worker number 2, and worker number 3. We just need an hour to do behind the counter. That's all we ask for. It's all we ask for. 1 hour a week.
And you know what? Here's a question for the 2 of you and for chat. Which did you prefer? This setup where we have the similar distance, from each other, this and that and the other, similar setup, but we have a nicer table, nicer digs, but customers can't be around us, or the previous locations where we would be talking and someone would just walk right up. Yeah. Do you have an N64? Like, what do you prefer?
I definitely love the new setup more than that.
How can you not like this setup? I don't know how you. Out of all the sets we have, Claps, what's going on, man? Welcome to the program. Out of all the sets we have here, I think this is by far the best one.
Yeah.
Claps, you can't see it, but right there is a Danny NASCAR set. The real one that we just don't use. I think we got the set, and I just don't use the Danny NASCAR set. I don't know why.
Dan doesn't want to drive home at midnight like some of the rest of us have to do.
I got this beautiful Danny NASCAR set, and I just don't use it. I don't know. But I like this set. I liked out of all the sets we had, the only one that I've ever really liked was the one at the Northway Plaza. That one was really nice.
The beta for everything that was measured.
Really, it really was. That really was the master setup that led to everything. But now with this table here and everything here, you can't be with this table that we can fit 3 more people here and the TV's ready to go if we need them and all the cool stuff behind us. It just isn't. This tops the sets now.
The only thing that was beneficial about the other set was the improv that would come from that. Mm-hmm. Where we would be talking about like rude customers. A person would come right up. Do any PlayStation 4s? No. And there would be like point to proven.
Claps. I don't see it. Hey, if you stick around right at the end of the show, I'll move the camera so you can see it.
Take something off the set, Mike, for him.
It's all the
proof
Jeff
it's
Gordon
real.
Prove that it's the promised land. Steve was cleaning that center.
I'll give him a little tease.
Ooh, the El Jefe plaque.
Jeff Gordon memento.
Now put it back.
I'm actually a little bit slighted that Dan didn't want my autographed piece of a Pennzoil team car. Dan goes, no, I have enough for my set. I'm like, oh, well.
Wow.
Well, fine.
Uh,
Actual NASCAR car. Don't want it.
Give me one of those Series X's. Those boxes are empty, but we do have one out in our store. But yeah, so I mean, so that was my battle at Walmart, and I was just like, I just want to get some of these diecast cars, man. But I forgot about him until Mike brought up the fact that he was standing up and moving around. And I said to Mike when I first was telling him the story the other day, I was like, I don't know what his situation was. I go, but it didn't seem like he needed it's one of those cars, you back up, it does a beep, beep. It's a handicap, or you call it mobility wheel machine at Walmart. I mean, they only have like
mobility wheel
They
machine.
I don't know.
They have like 5 of
They
them
got
for
like 4.
Walmart. Like,
It's like, and this guy, did he hop in it to drive all the way over to get the because it was the only thing in his car. Only thing in his car. And by the way, he had his mask all the way down to here. So
how is that comfortable?
It just is one of those. It's like I just want to quick take a look at these and move on out
the
of here.
last nail in the
But
coffin.
the last nail in the coffin.
Oh.
But all right, what else we got here? We got a lot of things, but a lot of them can stay. We can save. We went over the pop collection, the diecast. What's this week? Gosh, Justice League comes out. Mike, I know you and Tom live for that.
We'll be watching it in solitude. No Dan.
So did you see the theatrical release of Justice League?
It was
you?
No, the first one.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you ever? Oh yeah. As a
You saw it,
I've
right?
seen
So
it,
you saw the film that came out after Batman vs Superman.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't,
yeah.
because I heard rumors that there was going to be an extended cut by the director, and I was like, I want to watch that one first. I don't want to see.
But see, I'm
That was an
kind of
interesting
at the point.
standpoint.
I would want to see the first one and then see the
And
difference
never
in the second
have
one.
experienced the disappointment, or
But they
to
say
have the
Zack
disappointment
Snyder.
relieved.
Zack Snyder has never watched the first one.
I bet.
Well,
He
that's
said he
good.
never watched it. Never has he ever watched
I
it.
mean, so, as someone that has done film and stuff like that, you spend that much time doing all this work to then find out, oh, we cut this, we cut that. I filmed a 3-hour film. Well, it's an hour and a half. So you took 30 minutes out of my movie. What 30 minutes did you take? Oh, well, don't worry about it. Well, worry about it. I filmed a 3-hour movie.
It's true. But
When does that come out? What's the plan? Are we
Thursday,
doing a live stream of it or
Thursday
what?
the 18th, I think.
Are we doing a watch?
Nah,
along?
Mike and Tom are doing their thing.
Do I just stay here late on like Saturday and watch it? Is that
We do have HBO Max. You can pop it on.
perfect?
We'll be watching it all week long, dude.
That's the next question. So seeing how we have the HBO app, are we allowed to play it in the store?
Now, here's the
It's
thing I
probably
will
a week
posit
or
to the
two,
both of
yeah.
you as we're watching Batman versus Superman, and Superman gets punched in the face and just goes, "Fah!" and there's customers walking around. Do we show that in the store, gentlemen?
Well, to be fair, Mike was purposely playing the rated R. So there is the
So-
PG that we could have played.
So, I don't. He does. Do you?
Do I what?
Do you play rated R films?
In the store?
Yeah.
Normally not. That particular one, I would say yes, because we wanted to see the extended cut.
No, but yes, if I want it.
So,
But normally most movies we have out there aren't. Like the Marvel
Oh, yeah.
movies or Harry Potters or
do you know how
Star
many times
Trek.
though I'm like, I want to watch John Wick.
I almost put that on not too long ago.
I don't want to repeat it at Woodstock Guster concert where Mike had to jump in front of the TV.
But honestly though, I also feel like we're at the point now where it's like the reverse. I think a lot of people wouldn't really matter if they heard that. Like you would think to be like in this day, would be like, oh my god. I actually think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily. They just be like, oh well, it's a movie. But I mean, unless you get to scenes like that, or like there's a nude scene going on. Whoa,
I will say there is a 5 to 10 second clip of Ben Affleck's butt cheeks in the rated R cut. And I did walk out when it was on. No one was in the store, but I was like, whoa!
You just see like two adults and a child. The kid just kind of looks at the parents, and the parents immediately look over, and Mike just kind of goes, I'll refer you to Dan. Just walks away. Now, I just want to tell you that this is the extended cut.
You just need to stick around. He's gonna put on the bat suit soon.
But so yeah, so I think I don't know. So so rated R, I would probably leave it to limited. Like a Marvel movie. See, I think there's a difference. Like Batman versus Superman. I think people walk on and go, okay, so the guy swore it's Batman. I mean, but like if we're playing like another movie that it's just flat out swearing, like that's a whole nother different can of worms. But like if I'm a parent, let's say I'm coming in and I'm not, but let's say I am and I had kids and I was walking the store and I heard the F-bomb drop and it's Batman versus Superman, I would be like, it is Batman versus Superman. But if it was some kind of, I'm trying to think of a good example. Because I don't want to use John Wick, 'cause I like John Wick. But if you...
let me tell you this. Remember all the times we'll be listening to Pandora and suddenly one of us will go, like, because like it'll start with like, fuck! And we're like, ah!
The Departed. You guys seen The Departed?
Yeah!
Now, I love that movie. Not a movie you should be probably playing in the store. Where that would be like, seriously, guys, you're playing that in here? But like, if I'm walking around in a pop culture video game store and I heard the F-bomb dropped and it's Batman, I would be like, okay, well, it is what it, I guess that, I wouldn't be. I think it all depends on as well as what movie is being played. But that leads me back to the other question: when are we allowed to play that in the store?
Probably a week or two after release would be fair.
You think someone will walk in and see it and go, I can't believe you're playing this in here. I haven't seen it yet.
How many movies have we had ruined by the general public?
4.
I think it's high time we start giving it back to people.
Because if anything,
have the movie on day of release.
It's like a free theater experience. You can come and see it.
Take the stools out, though.
Honey, grab the chairs in the back. Stop and get us some popcorn and get in the store.
Or put the stools right underneath the TV.
The guy walked into the chair. You don't mind if we sit down here and watch it, do you?
Can we get the seating area back?
I've always wanted a seating area right in front of that TV out there. I just don't think we have enough room for it. I have 2 seating areas. But
we could, I mean, once we shuffle some stuff around, I feel like we could have some room.
I don't know. We're utilizing that space pretty well now.
Oh yes, it is. There's not a wasted centimeter on that floor, but could throw 2 chairs out there.
But with the whole keeping the aisles a certain, we could. I look at where we were down there, and how many the aisles were like. And I've actually heard a lot of people come in and go, wow, you can actually move around in here. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's not as crammed. He goes, you got one guy came in the other week. He goes, I really, really like this store. He goes, the other store seemed, it's almost like it wasn't a shopping experience. It was so crammed. I'm just like, I didn't know if to take that as an insult or kind of like he was speaking his mind. And
I mean,
it's just like, oh, well,
I've gotten a lot more
positivity. I mean, but think about how we didn't buy a single dollar worth of new stuff. We literally just took the store and had room to actually display it for once. And we're still bookshelfing PS2 games. Like
the PS2 is just spitting out everywhere at the top.
Like, come to the Wilton Mall. Come see the store, for God's sake.
All right, so that topic will delay. Did it. Delay. Nerd glasses this past week. I saw an Instagram photo or a video got posted on Instagram today. I don't know. If you don't know what we're talking about, people watching, go to Insane Games TV Instagram channel, which, by the way, hit the follow button when you're there if you haven't. But click on the video that got posted today. It's from Dave and Boder during the Nerd Glasses. And I'm telling you, they're there talking, and you hear this, okay? You hear Boder. Dave, just to give you a difference of the sound quality, which is perfect, Dave sets his marker down like this. And you can actually hear the microphone pick up the marker. And then you hear something like this. And it's just like, and it scared the shit out of Boder, right? And then Dave just continues to go on like nothing, not at all was at all a concerning sound.
This poker face.
While I'm streaming, it is a show, and the show must go on. Like,
say he's done live theater. He has people going.
I did.
So Dave is sitting there and just casually, it's the roof. And Boder's like, was that you? And Dave goes, no, it's the roof. And Boder's still looking back. He can't fathom that it was like, and then he's all shaken up. And then you say that's the clip of the day. But the sound, I even went back and played. I go, to me, it did not sound like the roof. I'm like, that's like someone on the other side of the wall banging it.
Confirmed. No one else was in the store other than them at the time.
Doors were locked. Gates were closed.
Hence why the Instagram posted, "Is there a ghost in the store?" Because I don't know.
I had to get that.
Is that a possibility?
I have ideas to figure that out.
Is that a possibility? I couldn't tell you, but
Dan, are you willing to hire the Garnted Paranormal Society to figure that out?
you gonna come in here like the Ghostbusters and?
I mean, are you going to give me a production budget? Because we will.
Just seeing Dave getting dragged out of the monk.
I'm just baffled by it. You know, just like, holy shit. And I've been told, and I guess it gets a little scary in here at night when you're in here streaming by yourselves, but I wouldn't know because I do dating NASCAR from home.
There's always security's warm embrace just a couple steps away as well.
Now, I will say, during Mario Kart, when I had the gate open and FYE's alarms went off and you heard, just in the distance, doot, 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 and that's the time where I'm holding the controller, and if you look very carefully, you see me just go, am I about to die?
This is the Mario in reverse.
Car backs up.
But yeah, so perfect. Yeah, so that was a little freaky, that noise, but it sounded so real.
Listen for the clip yourselves. Tell us what you think on Instagram or on Behind the Counter. We are going to do a segment tomorrow on if Boder and I can repeat that sound and see like was the glass off in the table? Did it settle? Was it something on the roof?
Could have been
What do you mean the glass settling? It's on the
Can
table.
you pick it up from the bottom
Yeah.
and it gets off center?
You can offset that.
But you could
glass on
see
the
that
table.
in the video, couldn't you?
I mean, I will say that during Behind the Counter, Boder and I do get overzealous, and I do like the table.
But but Dave, if you look at the both of you, because I did the same thing. I'm like, did something fall? Nothing moved. And what I think is a great example is Dave literally takes his marker and goes like 4 seconds before this sound hits. So you can hear what a sound. You can hear the sound in real time, like what it sounds like something hitting next to the microphone, and it's like, and you hear it, and then like 5 seconds later you hear, and it's just like you can tell like those sounds are like they're pretty close to each other. Like it's very, very weird.
Sounds like Dan needs to hire the Garnted Paranormal Society. That's
I
all
don't
I'm
know.
saying.
It was a bizarre sound.
We've now spent over a calendar year playing Phasmophobia. We know what to look for. We know the right questions to ask. We know that if we play All-Star on the ukulele, it will definitely cause a paranormal event.
However, if you do it, it must be all the right circumstances to attract a ghost must be in place. Lights off, pitch black. What do you mean? You can't go.
Now,
you can't be walking around here with the lights on.
Now, I'll totally agree to that. However, it means that no Johnny hiding in the rafters. No Tom loading up some pyrotechnics across the ceiling 3 days before. No Dan coming in 45 minutes in the investigation with a coffee going, what are we doing? What's going on? If people are in, they're in. And if people are not in, they get to watch the live stream.
Johnny with a Michael Myers mask hiding around in there.
I will say, here's what I will tell you guys. I have written documentation of an idea of a live action Phasmophobia game to be played here, and I can just take the game part off and just throw back on the paranormal investigation skin. We've got microphones. If Dan gives me a budget of $100, I will get some thermal, some things, and we will do some stuff, and it will be all for Insane Games TV, and we'll figure out if it's a ghost.
I have to get some holy water for the Westeros.
Mike might need to get some holy fire.
Maybe we'll have to take a look at it. I don't know, but by the way, I think the spot is too fancy where I don't think we can turn all the lights off. I think if we turn all the lights off, it activates the emergency lights on. It's one of those like, I just want no lights.
You know what though? We'll just.
It gets pretty dark in here.
It gets pretty dark in here.
It does.
And this is a big spot. How big, Dave?
It is over 9,000 square feet.
People watching, you don't understand. Like, we have our set here. We have sets over there. We have a whole nother room of sets over here. Our lobby set over there. Our whole store on that side. Then the back side of the lounge, we have 2 bathrooms. We have the break, or the storage room.
And
we have
that's
my
not
office.
even the real ceiling. It goes up another like 10 feet. Like,
You know, we may or may not have a second floor, and then we have the whole change. The room that freaks me out the most is the changing room.
That's what I'm saying.
The room back there with all those little rooms for the changing rooms. It's like, well, what's behind door number 1 or door number 2?
When I closed the other night and it was just me, I forgot my keys and I had already turned all the lights off, so it was my first time going through when all the lights were out. And I went through the
How did
little
you feel?
changing room side.
ooh, you went changing room side? Don't ever go changing room side.
Why would you
Yay!
go through there?
And I saw there's an exit sign, and it shines red light on Johnny's picture of Jesus in there. I was like, I freaking jumped a little right at first. I was like, what kind of evil shit is going on in here, man? But
There is a game. I'm not gonna. I'll write it down as a note. No, there is a game that we used to play as kids.
Manhunt?
No, well, yeah, that, but
I was
not
gonna
this
say.
is the one that TJ came up with. TJ game, and it's like a hide and go seek game in the dark, and the person's got to go. So it's like you walk. So it's all dark, right? And you can. So all like 5 people get to go hide first in the store. Then the one person comes out, and you gotta. It's all dark, so you can't see. And you gotta find the people. And now when you touch the person, they gotta go to jail. So it's kind of like Manhunt, but not like. So then any of us can get the person out, but I don't know how. We gotta really see how dark this can get. I know it gets dark. But we gotta see how dark it can get.
I mean, you know, we do have that master on-off switch for the power for the business.
We could just go.
Yep.
No, it doesn't work. When I do that, these little boxes open up and lights come out. You can't. You can. This spot is so fancy.
Those ones?
No, that see that little box right
the
there.
squares, yeah.
Yeah, those open up and lights come out.
There's only probably 24 of them. We'll just get a step ladder. We'll get some cardboard.
Dave, your father's a fire marshal. It's against the law.
It is. It is against the law if we were to ever do that, which we would never, ever do.
I can't even put boxes in front of the gate. I got in trouble for that the other day. But our guy came back and said I can't have boxes blocking the whole gate. So I had to take the boxes away from half of it. So now half.
I'm really mad he's never here when I'm here.
Yeah.
Like as somebody that worked for a fire department and his family has worked for the fire department, I really want to talk to this guy. Like really, really, really.
However, he is the fire marshal that allowed the gate to stay closed when the other one said yes. So he seems like he's a real straight shooter.
So you're saying
have respect for
I
that.
shouldn't give him the
Shut
business?
your mouth, dude. I hate when he says that.
What?
He's just like, I respect straight shooters. It's just like, so I'm just going to be an asshole from now on. It's just the way Mike is going to be. And it's going to be respected. Because that's just true to Mike's character from now on.
I'm just a straight shooter. All right, we're over time, so we got anything else to go over? All these other topics that we have on the sheet, we all can put to next week, so.
Isn't it really good though? That remember when we first started behind the counter and like there was the three of us, Boder and Tyler, and there were some weeks where we didn't bring enough stuff, and so like we realized we were almost at the end, and Dan would kind of hold up the sheet, and he would be like, and then immediately like Mike or Tyler would be like, Bob! Like, and then we divulge into a 20-minute. Like,
We do have some serious bald commands coming to IGTV in the future.
We'll see about that.
can we add an exclamation point, Steve? I know it's a DAM 314 thing, but people are calling for it and they want to use it.
Say he's been making a lot of appearances lately, so it might have to be done.
I think I'll text Tom and ask if it's okay that I add it, and I'll just add it myself.
Yeah, that's Tom's department.
I don't know. Is it?
Oh, see that? Welcome, Alec. By the way, Steve, exclamation C. See, it has to happen.
But all right, perfect. I think that's it for this episode. Next week we will. I think one topic we should talk about is next week we'll pass just by like 2 days the 1 year anniversary of really the COVID hitting us with the closure.
Yeah,
And we'll
because
discuss
we were
a little
open
bit.
into this week.
We'll discuss a little bit of the differences a year ago where we were over here to where we are now. So I guess some good out of the last year. So that'll be next week, and plus all these other topics. and we'll talk all the current stuff going on here around the store here at Insane Games and through the channel at Insane Games TV. Anything else we got to go over?
I'm all good.
I'll turn the camera so
yeah, you gotta give a little
Claps
peek
to
at
take a
the-
look at
Do
it.
not miss out on the No Look
wanna move
podcast
it?
coming up next. You do not miss it. Seriously. There is so much sporting stuff going on right now, and I cannot wait to hear Austin and Tyler.
And before you
talking
move it,
about-
that's a good point. So you got No Look Podcast up after us, 7 o'clock here, Tyler and Austin. They'll be going over the Drew Brees. I've got the Drew Brees getting retired, the Taysom Hill contract now that they got. Not to mention, it's crazy in the NFL right now with all the changes and the roster picks up. The Bucks renewing a lot of new people from last year. Tom Brady's new contract, a bunch of new contracts. So I'm sure No Look will have everything NFL and NBA covered and so on. And it is bracket season, and they're known for their brackets. So I wonder if they have a good surprise bracket for tonight. Mike, why don't you turn the camera so you can show
Try
some
to
of the
steal
dating
some of
NASCAR.
Tyler's brackets, by the way.
You have to walk up to it.
Oh, yeah, you do.
They say you gotta, yeah, it's gotta get closer.
You got to get the full Danny
There we
NASCAR
go.
experience.
Can you move this on there? I'm
No.
gonna break it. Danny NASCAR.
All the Jeff Gordon cars that have ever come out.
A good amount of them. Maybe not every single one, but there's a good amount. Guys, so behind the counter, Dave, Mike, and I. We'll see you next week here. Hope everyone has a great week. Make sure you check out the channel all throughout the week for stuff. See Mike on Wednesdays, Dave on Wednesdays. I'll be back on Danny NASCAR on Sunday. And let's get going for the week. You ready?
Hell yeah.
You guys have a good one. Until next time. Adios.